Weeks of back slapping and people telling them how good they are to kind of have a game like that where you can say, yeah, we're not there yet, and still have plenty to work on?
Well, I think you look at it and you say anytime you can get a win on the road, absolutely, you'll take a win all day long. We missed a lot. Taj wasn't, where he had been. He kind of came, he missed some throws. Kind of wasn't quite as sharp as what we thought, what I was hoping he would be, but he made some great plays for us. Now I'm taking all that out. So there were some things. We dropped a few balls early. We missed a few things. Our tempo, even though we ran 45 snaps in the first half, wasn't where I wanted it to be. By no means. We could have even been faster. So yeah, there's a whole lot. After 4 weeks of playing at home and going on the road, test these guys out the first road game, there's no question we got a long way to go still. But, like I told, what I'm going to tell them today, everybody in the country is telling these guys how great they are right now and patting them on the back and rightfully so. That they have done some good things. But 5-7 is not a very good year. And so that's one thing I'm going to remind these guys of it's my job right now and our job as an offensive staff and as a coaching staff in particular is we're going to coach them hard, and we've got to, and they're going to respond. They have to this point, and why won't they right now? I'll be the biggest rear end there is, and I don't have one problem at all being the big rear end. But we're going to continue. There's a lot of things we can go in and show them film, and there's a lot of things that we can do better. And if we want to be a championship ball club, we've got to improve in some areas. You got to win on the road, obviously, and but you got to take 1 week at a time. And a lot of these players have never been in this situation. Now, I don't know. We got several of them that won state championships in high school, but it's been several years ago. Some of them, but so we've got to make sure that we keep them home.
You mentioned
We'll do
tempo.
that. Yes, sir.
Are you hoping to get to the point where you can, once you get a drive going, you can pick it up and start snapping the ball faster than you have been, like in the mid-20s or so, just to keep the team?
Yeah, we were right around the 15 to 18 mark the other day. A lot of that had to do with their crowd noise, Taj communicating to the offensive line, what we were doing. But for really though, even after a play, Taj, normally we've conditioned ourselves to where Taj immediately has his eyes on me. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, he wasn't. He was looking more back at the ball carrier and waiting on him to get up and walking around. But that's my fault because I've kind of, it's the little things like that I've neglected in practice. We've kind of backed off what we call our team tempo period. It's pretty strenuous. You really bear down on them for 5 minutes. And I've backed off of that the last couple of weeks, trying to save them on their legs. And all that just shows me is that you can't back off on them. So,
but
they'll be getting a lot of that.
But is that part of what you want to be able to do?
Oh yeah. No, we want to be going. Yeah, we want to be at a high speed the whole time. There's no question. We ran 45 snaps now, Bart, in the first half, which puts you on track to snap it 90 times, which is good. And then the last couple drives, you're trying to burn clock, so you're not going quite as fast. So that we snapped it 67 times, and you had 7 3-and-outs, and for every 3-and-outs, 3 more plays.
Right.
So that's 21 more snaps. So if you just cut your 7 3-and-outs down to, to just 3 3-and-outs, you're getting 12 more snaps right there, which puts you in your target range. So, but again, tempo is controlled by 2 people. It's controlled by the quarterback and the center. Mm-hmm. And when you have to use a silent count, that means Dalton's got his head down most of the night, looking for the indicator. So you got to really rely on your quarterback. Mm-hmm. And again, for whatever reason, it wasn't our tempo wasn't quite like what I wanted it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't where I wanted it to be.
I was wondering about Mike on the field in crunch time in the fourth quarter.
Mike Bellamy?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Using him. Was that a product of Andre being a little injured at all, or was it just time to cut him loose?
Well, I think what I saw last week, it's a trust. It's what it is. As a play caller, you have to trust the guys you're putting on the field. And we tell them all the time, you're not going to earn playing time on Saturdays. So if you hadn't played much in the practice, or if you hadn't practiced much during the week, don't be coming up standing by me and saying you want to come to play, because it's not going to happen. You're not going to earn our trust on game day. Mike last week probably had the best week of practice he's had. And that was really promising, really intriguing to see him kind of step to the forefront a little bit last week. Still not where we want Mike, but has gotten better. And we just thought, Coach Elliott came to me and said, Coach, I think this is the right thing to do. Mike's going to give us a fresh set of legs right now. And my response back to Coach Elliott was, just make sure we preach ball security to him before he gets on the field. And so I think what you've seen with Mike is Mike has earned our trust. He's earned my trust. And so we got to continue to bring him along even more this week. But I think he's proven to the point right now that, yes, he is definitely a factor on the field. And did we have a problem during crunch situation? Absolutely not.
Are you seeing him pick up the offense better? Is that part of earning that trust?
It is, but mainly ball security and just understanding, when he's in there, you just can't run the football to him. He's got to be able to pick up his pass protections, and so as a whole, he's getting better with that. I mean, is he Andre Ellington yet? Absolutely not. No. But is Taj still having to inform Mike a lot of things, what's going on, what to do? Yes, and he'll continue to do that through the course of the season. So we just got to make sure that Mike continues to grow and develop, because he's such a weapon for us, and he provides such just a flash in the pan. I mean, man, he gets on you in a hurry.
Where do you feel Andre is health-wise and conditioning-wise?
Well, it's kind of hard to say right now. I think Andre is. I thought he would be at 100%, and you go out there on a field like we had, and it's slick field, and you're seeing flashes of Andre, but you just quite hadn't seen it just turn it loose. We've met with him and talking with him, again, Andre is definitely a big part of our success, and we keep bringing Andre on, getting him healthy. I think you're going to see a different Andre as the season keeps going, but we really keep waiting for him to just to break out, and I think he's waiting on himself too as well. I think he is to the point right now to where he's trying so hard, and one thing I'm telling him is just relax, just go play, and it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. And but yeah, Andre will, we got to get him going and get him back to 100%.
Were they doing anything schematically to take Sammy away, or was he open, or was just not able to get the ball to him? Or
well, we missed him a few times. We did do that. We had a couple of them. We had a little spot screen out on the edge that Taj throws it high on him. They were in man coverage. I think if he would have put it right on him, we had a chance to crease that. We had him up the sidelines. If we'd have hit a whole ball shot on him a couple of times, even the great catch that Sammy made across the middle, the ball was high. I mean, he had to make an unbelievable catch. They were going to defend us for two things. Number one, stop the short passing game, especially to Sammy. And number two, if you were going to run the football on us, you were going to have to wear us down. And because they were going to put an extra hat in the box. And if you want to throw the ball, you better be able to hit some deep balls over the top. And we had an opportunity to do it. We just didn't make a couple plays, but early on. But that's okay. There's some things that we can definitely build on off of this. I preached all week long. We wrote it in every meeting room about we're going to be the most physical football team. We want to be physical. They take great pride in being physical. We reminded them about last time Clemson went up there, and we knew that if we could maintain our tempo, that at some point in time our run game is going to have to keep mashing and keep working, and we're going to have to win the war in the trenches. And I definitely felt that we did that.
Chad, that pass to Sammy you just mentioned,
right before half.
Did you give him a drop on that? How many drops were there in the game? Do you remember?
I'd have to go in there and look up my stats. I don't know.
Handful, 5, 6?
I think more than we've had. I'd probably say 6. I know Andre had a couple of them. Dwayne had one on their sidelines. There's 3. 4 was Martavius, had one across the middle. 4. Sammy on that. I think probably 5 or 6, which is uncharacteristic of it. We've caught the ball really well.
How is Mike as a receiver?
He catches the ball really well. Really well. Just getting him to go to his route and know where he's going. He catches it really well.
So the opportunities to get in the ball in space that way would be intriguing, I would think.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can get the ball out in space to Mike. It's just getting him. You
Getting him into the
can't
space.
overload him right now, and that's what you don't want to do.
I guess if you feel like y'all won the war in the trenches, you must feel a lot better about where the line is than, say, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Well, this was our best performance from our offensive line. This was the best game as a whole they've played. We still had some busts up front, but not nearly what we've had. They are showing improvement. It was evident, especially late in the game. Thought we pass protected well. We had a few little breakdowns, but they are, over the last few weeks, after challenging them, and they have shown improvement. They have.
Is Thomas still the guy left guard going forward? Or is
Yes, Brandon is still the guy. You bet. For today. For today.
Anybody have a particularly exceptional game on the line?
Dalton Freeman played well with having to handle a silent count, with having to handle a wet ball, and to be able to ID the fronts. Dalton, this was definitely one of his best games. Philip Price to hold the ACC sack leader or whatever he was last year, second in sacks last year in the country. The way he did, I was pleased with Philip Price as well. Antoine showed improvements. Landon Walker as well. And like I said, they all graded out as a positive, and that was good to see. Still a long way. We're still a long way up front from where we want to be, but we've come a long way too in 3 weeks, and we've got to continue to continue to play physical, be more physical, and again, that's going to be our job as a coaching staff to keep pushing them, and we will.